How are we all going? Yes, I am back. And guess what? The lights are on, everyone. I know no one's joined me yet, but the power's back on compared to last yesterday. We'll do a little bit of my ringy ding to start. There you go, can of Coke. Welcome aboard, mate. The power is back on at Craigshawne. So yesterday was a bit of fun with the power going out, and I think Hogg's Baffleworth was saying that, hey, you can talk underwater, Craig. It's dark and you still keep going. Well, you gotta keep the fans happy, right? Keep the small amount of us sort of keen. Oh, and I think it was a Riz that was like, keep going, keep going. I was like sitting in the dark. Yeah, something happened in my area. Closed it down last night. Mr. Boggs, I'm sorry, my friend. No. Friends don't lend friends money, my friend. Hey, boy, how you going? Welcome. I don't think I've seen you on my lives before. Can you mod? Oh, look, I'm not panicked about the mod at the moment. We just roll with it. We'll see how we go. I think I have seen you before. Has it been a little while since you've been on, though? I think it's been a little while since you last hung out. Not sure. It's hard with all the, yeah, it's been a little while. It's hard with all the names that are flashing up, and my little group, my little family is growing, so there's a few more people that are jumping on and hanging out and want to hear someone talking positively about life, the universe and everything, mate. Go for it, boy. Ask a question. Hit me up. Let's go. How do I live? I live as positively as I can, mate. I just try and be always glass half full, and having a family, having a day job, but this is something that is one of my passions to do, that I've decided that I want to express how I see life, mate. So, life is what you make it. I believe that. If you want to go around feeling woe is me and poor me and have that attitude, a person would probably find a lot of negative things getting created in their world. And I'm a big believer that the more positive, how do I go? Okay, didn't get that one. But the more you take control of how you got here, you mean on this planet. Look, mate, the answers to life, the universe, and everything are the biggest questions and answers that we all have, even though most people don't talk about it. All right, you'll get people like me that are very passionate about talking about existence. What the hell is it? And you'll get most people in life, hey gangster, how you going? You get most people in life, right, that kind of don't want to talk about it. It's just like they ignore it, they push it aside. It's like, it's not important, we don't need to understand what existence is. We're here, we're alive, we exist. Why should you talk about it? But, there's a lot of people like me out there, I think, that really do want to understand more about how life works and what it is, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a spiritual standpoint, but not a religious standpoint either. It's understanding, the existence of who we are and, what makes us work and all this stuff, right? Yeah, I can bang people into timeout. That's not a problem. Mr. L Game, how are you going? Good to see you. A few of you guys all joining on. Friday night's not always the most common night for me to jump on because, you do stuff with the family. You go out, you have a bit of fun, whatever. I am an Aussie, my friend. Yes, I am. I live in Melbourne, Australia, which has got about 6 million people living in Melbourne, so we're a decent size for those around the world that do not know much about Australia. We are very laid back individuals in general. Hunter, how you going, mate? Well, I'm not watching it right at the moment, Hunter. I'm right here. But, you're in Victor Harbour, mate. Oh, yeah, cool. So, hey, Roger, how you going, mate? Good to see everyone giving the shout-outs. I hope everyone's week and day has gone well. Hunter's up in Sydney, so very busy in Sydney, very up and about place. Happy Bear and Roblox, boo. Okay, boo to you too, Happy Bear. Remember, what you put out's what you get back, right? It did not scare me. No, I'm quite calm. Last night when I was doing the live, for those who were on, there was a couple, I think, the power went out in my area and we went black, and it was, everyone could still hear me talking and they all were like, keep talking. So it was a bit of a laugh. We went on for a little bit, then I finished it up, but a bit of fun, right? It's again, situations happen in life, and I almost felt like it happened for a good learning reason for everyone, like things will happen in our lives that are unexpected. I honestly believe it's how you respond to those things that really dictates what direction you're going to create your life in, how you want your world to transform, Thanks, Mr. Game. Appreciate you, mate. I do my best, right? What time the power? I think the power back on clips, mate, early in the morning, long after I had crashed out, mate, long after. So it was dark here at my joint till the wee hours, and but when I woke at 6 to get out and about for the day, the power was back on. So that's about as much as I can tell you. But it was a bit of a laugh, right? Mr. Game, hi do you do, mate? Every single person, let me say welcome to you this evening here in Melbourne. There'll be different times maybe that other people are tuning in, but you are all welcome to hang out, and I will chat about attitudes to life and ideas about transforming your life for the better. It's what I love to do. Always up for questions. If you have really big questions that you want a deep and meaningful response from me, you're probably better off posting that question on one of my videos that are up on YouTube, and then I'll obviously see the question and give you a detailed response, right? It was funny clips, yeah. So look, I love to say, oh, there goes the dog having a bit of a bark. Don't worry about that, everyone. The thing I want to say to everyone is, firstly, welcome. Appreciate all of you wanting to hang out, spend a bit of time with Craig. I find this a lot of fun. I hope that you guys that have been listening to me regularly are getting something from it, and you are starting to add a few things into your life. Can we see my dog? Well, it's my son's dog, but hey, Bonnie. Her name's Bonnie. Come here. Bonnie, come here. Everyone wants to see you. She's over the other side of the lounge. Bring her over here. Yeah, I'll get her on here, mate. You can all have a bit of can say hi to Bonnie. Come here, Bonnie. Come here. 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 All right. If you can see the camera, sit down there, girl. See if I can just bring this down. She is our beautiful golden retriever. Hello to everyone. Hello. That's Bonnie, everyone. Okay. You want to sit there? I'll let you sit there, girl. We won't do any more pressure there. I hope that you all saw her there. There you go. She is a cutie, guys. Golden retrievers are beautiful animals, right? They're very... She's just perched herself at my feet now, so nice and comfortable. All right, so... okay, very good. Very good. She's well fed. She's, golden retrievers love food, everyone. So if you're going to get yourself a golden retriever, remember to have plenty of food in the fridge. Right? They love it. They're very, they love responding to treats. All right. So welcome everyone for being here. Yeah, she is, mate. She's very much so. Good family dog. And oh, that's no good, mate. She must. I hope she's had a good life. Is it a she or a he? Have they had a good long life? Only 5 months left. It's, yeah. Look, they all have a certain lifespan, right? And that's the unfortunate thing about dogs and Animals, you know, you love them and they leave most of the time before we do, mate. So we have to go through that grief process of losing an animal, right? So, yeah, it's a bit, it's sad. It's sad when you have to say goodbye to your family animals. So, all right, guys. So what I was saying before is that, look, I appreciate all of you guys for spending a bit of time here with me. Friday's a busy night, so, you know, often get a bit of traffic coming through the lives. But I wanted to say a few things tonight, a little bit different to normal. Probably not too much different, but, you know, take care of yourself there, my friend. Mr. Game, no worries. You have a good evening. For everyone that has not seen me before or has not subscribed, a good way to know when I jump on is to subscribe, because then you'll see me pop up and you'll be able to see the authentic Craig, which is live, right? Because you get those responses from conversations that we all have. But I really want us to, you know, take ownership of our lives in 2026. It's a message that comes through me really, really clear, that too many of us handball things away to someone else to take care of, when life is really about yourself, and it is about connecting with your unique, you know, true self, the you that is you. There's only one you in this world. There's 8 billion human beings running around plus around this planet, but we're all unique individuals. We're all unique sparks of life, right? We're living our life to experience it through the eyes of ourselves. I think we're all connected. I think we all come from the same place. I think we should treat each other with respect and care. We should treat people the way we want to be treated ourselves. And I think when we do that, our lives transform for the better, because we're acting in a higher vibrational attitude. We're not putting people down, we're actually lifting people up. And at the same time, when you lift someone else up around you and you help other people, you are helping yourself. And that's basically it. So vibration makes you feel connected or not feel connected. I don't have a moderator yet, Clips. No, and I'm not panicked yet. It's all right. We're not out of control. Farman, how you going, mate? Nice to see you here. Welcome. So again, taking ownership of your own life. You know, you can't. Let's just understand this little concept. You came into this world by yourself, and you will leave by yourself. That's a fact. Can't change it. So the number one person that you should be really looking for answers and trying to have the best life and feel the best about you and get a great connection with the world and life and existence, to understand more of the reason to why you're living this life, is really focusing on yourself. I mean, that's why some of the most spiritual people, you know, meditate. They sit there, they relax, they focus, they center themselves, they let the stresses of the world wash away, and they allow the connection between their heart and their head to be clear. So they get really good high vibrational information. Yeah, I don't talk about my day job, right? That's one of those things that I'll keep to myself, but it's a positive job. It suits me, all right, what I do during the day. Yeah, basically, yeah, I do other things other than being a YouTuber, mate. I'm 56 years old, so this is a bit of a hobby, okay? Hello, Emily, how you going? My fellow Aussie. I hope you're going well. Yeah, no, I keep that one to myself, Clips. You know, you do have to keep a certain level of anonymity when you're online, because, as you all know, there can be people that just want to, you know, knock people off and be quite, you know, low vibrational. So we all have to like have some level of protection to yourself, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. But really, it's not a big deal. It's meaning kung fu. Okay, cool. Very good. Now, back to it. So, I want you all, I'm glad of that. That's very good. I want you all to basically, this year, understand that this year for each of us really is about making an effort, I hope, if you understand where I'm coming from for everyone. I'm trying to be the best example I can be, to be the most authentic self I can be for me. I'm going after my passions. I'm doing the things that I'm passionate about. I'm expressing my beliefs about how I see life. I'm happy to talk to everyone about it. I'm not here to argue with people about what they believe. You can believe whatever you like. That's the beauty of life, right? Oh, cool, mate. Welcome from Iran. Beautiful, a farm. I hope everything's going okay for you over there. Stream, I can get one. Oh, look, clips, we're going to leave it because I'm breaking my focus with those questions. So let's think about this year. Esther Rooney, is it? Esther Rooney? Yes, hello, how are you? Welcome along. I love saying hello to everyone as much as I can, but you know, I'm a bit slow sometimes to grab all the comments coming through. So if I do miss responding to hello, please don't hold that against me. I'll do my best. And if you want to ask any questions, even if you want to put ones to me that are a bit more separate to the live, feel free to drop a question on any of the videos that I have on my website, and I will respond to you in kind and give you the information from my perspective. It's something I like to do. So being your authentic self, you know, that's key this year. I know I'm talking about it, but a lot of information is coming through me. Well, thank you very much for those very nice comments. We want to basically spend a bit more time on ourselves this year, caring about or analysing ourselves. Let's say this, right? Analysing ourselves. Because if you don't know yourself fully, you kind of can't change anything for the better. And that might sound a bit weird to some people, but it is about looking at yourself. Like in the spiritual aspect of things, in the metaphysical aspect of things, we talk about mirror work, where you might stand in front of the mirror and you talk to yourself. You know, you'll say positive affirmations to your reflection, but when you look at yourself and you say, I love myself to yourself, that can be confronting to a lot of people that have never really been shown a lot of love, right? Maybe their family hasn't been that way inclined, and you know, you've got to try and work on those aspects of yourself. It is about understanding that you can change everything about yourself. You can change and do the things that you prefer to do if you understand that you can, if you believe that you can, right? Because most people don't get told that they can change anything. A lot of people say, well, that's life. Things are going to happen. You've been through some shit. Accept it, deal with it. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. I don't think you need to change any of the bad stuff that's happened to you or any of the negative stuff that you've happened to you. I think you just need to accept yourself, warts and all, accept who you are, right? And basically then when you know who you are and you know where you are, right? And what you can do and what you believe, you can then go, well, I'd like to think a bit more like this, or I'd prefer to do something like that. And going down the path of trying to create things that you'd love to do more than what you're doing now is how individuals lift their vibration. Lifting your vibration attracts other higher vibrations to yourself, right? Like attracts like with energy. It's like when you find yourself finding a new friend. It's because you're into the same stuff. The like attracts like. All your friends are going to have similar interests to you. You're not going to be friends with people that have no similarities to you. It just doesn't really work that way. Vibration in general, I mean, maybe there's the odd person, but vibration in general, I don't know what you mean by that comment, Shadina. Who are you talking to there? Vibrations attract each other. So higher vibrations will attract. So the more positive you are, the more things that you go after in life that are things that you prefer to be doing, things that are your personal passions. So let's say, for example, you want to take on a hobby, and there's a particular hobby that you just love. You feel really good about yourself when you're doing it, and you do your day job, but you decide, no, I'm going to start doing this hobby on a Saturday morning. You start doing it, and because you feel so good, and then other people at that particular place are all into the same hobby, you start connecting with like-minded people. And that's when you're sending messages from your higher vibration, your passion in life, you're sending messages to, you're acting consciously, right, doing the hobby, and then your subconscious mind sees you doing that and then starts to create more of that, right? More of that. See, your subconscious mind is a big part of creating your own reality. But in a physical world that we live in, we have to follow through with actions first. So we have to do certain things to send a message. Tanaka, how you going? You have to do certain things to send them consciously, to send the message to the subconscious. This is what we want in our life. And so then you start finding more things getting created along the more positive line of what you prefer to have happen in your life. It's like when we get caught up in low vibration and we start acting out because people are acting bad and we act bad, the actions that we are doing get us on a roller coaster, on a bloody hamster wheel, and our subconscious goes, oh, is this what you want? And it keeps recreating it. This is how we get trapped, and everyone looks at the fact, oh, life's crap. I still keep having all bad stuff happen, right? Each person is actually in charge. Hey, Mr. Game, each person, from my perspective, is actually in charge of what gets created in your life. The hard thing that people find to accept that, I suppose, is accepting that they actually created the things that seem negative in their life as well. Because you can't just create half of the things that happen to you in your life. You either create all of them or you create none of them, right? And that is an understanding that comes through testing yourself and putting out the attitude in a positive way and watching what comes back. It's like when you speak to someone in a really positive way and they're like overwhelmed and go, oh, thank you so much. And they come back with a really positive, high vibration to you because you're creating it, because you're putting it out and the reflection is coming back. So you're getting your subconscious to see that, and then in turn it starts to create more of those things that align with your passions, align with the things that bring you joy, align with the things that make you feel really good about yourself. Connection in life is the other thing that there's a lot of people on this planet that feel very disconnected with life. And the answer to people being disconnected by the general person in life is go to that group there, basically talk to them, find the answer outside there. They'll help you. Go to that counselor, go do this, go do that, to find a connection within yourself. But when you're looking outside there, you're taking other people's opinions and they're not really solving the problems. It's almost like band-aiding it over and over again. The only place that you'll find connection with life is within yourself. If you look at a baby, fresh little baby that comes into this life, they're fresh, they're positive, they're clear, they're goo goo gaga, they're happy, they're joyous. There's no negativity. Everyone stands around them. All the adults are like, she's perfect, he's perfect. Look at his little toes, look at his little fingers, right? Embracing the vibration of perfection in the sense that nothing negative's been put upon this child yet, right? That's what we're looking to get back to. That's what we're looking to, and what I talk about in reconnecting with. That it is cleaning away a lot of the confusing programs that have been put upon us through our childhood, through our adolescent years, into young adulthood by a society that doesn't really understand what life's about because they don't talk about it. I mean, does anyone have schools they go to where they go to school and they talk about life? They might have a religious studies in certain religious schools, but that's their general belief from their religion. It's not really an open conversation about life, the universe and everything. Hey Amelia, how you going? And I'm talking about that. I'm talking about where people can feel comfortable about speaking about things about life that are weird and wonderful and no one really knows the answer, but why don't we talk about it more? Why don't we actually talk about the most poignant question to our existence? Why the hell are we here? Right? Excuse my French, but I said hell. But why are we here? The only person that I believe has the answer to that for each individual is the individual. But see, the control, Andre, how you going, mate? Going well? I hope your life is travelling along beautifully. Well, maybe not in our lifetimes, Fred. Brad Scott's the coach. You'll have to move him on first, all right? No offence to all the Essendon supporters in Australia. But look, you know, because he run North Melbourne further into the ground and now he's doing the same for Essendon. So I wish you all the best for 2026, but I'm not holding my breath for flag happening anytime soon. But getting, like, embracing ourselves, you know, embracing and taking control of how we act, not just going along with the crowd, right? Not just getting caught up in emotions. One of the big things that I wanted to start talking about was this year, a bit more about this year for everyone that's listening and following along with how I see things. But this year is an interesting one. There's still a lot of earth energy, that's old negative energy that's been coming out. We see that through upheavals in countries and, you know, negative, and there's still wars and things going on, and certain particular people in politics are just pretty much idiots, right? And they're act out in the wrong way. But as an individual, I don't want you to think that you can't worry about the world stage. I think the spiritual way to exist for me, or the most positive way to exist, is to focus upon me and make my world and make my own personal light be as bright as it can be the most authentic individual I can be, the best Craig I can be the best example of living my truth, right? Expressing myself about life, the universe and everything. You know, not worrying at the end of the day about what other people generally think, but being the version of me that I'm most happy with, doing the things that I enjoy the most, enjoying the life to the fullest, and being that example for my family, my kids, and everyone around me and my friends, that they can do the same thing. Find the spark of fun and life that brings you the greatest joy, and be that example, because I am a massive believer that all of us individuals can transform this world to a better place if we all take ownership of our own space and start to be the humans that we've always meant to be. We are amazing, perfect beings. We're immortals. We live forever. I'm not a believer that you have to do anything to achieve immortality. I'm a big believer that you already are immortal, right? I've said this many times on my lives. I've experienced being separate from my physical body twice in my life. They're called out-of-body experiences. And I've seen my energy body. So I've looked at my arm out of the physical arm, and it's a blue vibrational energy. And I was half out of my body the first time, and I was sitting up out of the body, and I could see my energy, torso, etc. But I felt about 1,000 times more energy and aliveness than I've ever felt in my life. So I've proven that for myself, that we go on to more. We go on to more. We exist past the physical. So individuals can prove this to themselves. There are meditation techniques. There are things that you can try to bring on an out-of-body experience. And I've said this a few times too. There is a famous individual. His name is Robert Monroe. He wrote a book called Journeys Out of the Body. And he was the most well-written experiencer of out-of-body experiences. He wrote 2 books. One was called Journeys Out of the Body. The second book was called Far Journeys. And he was the instigator of the university called the Monroe Institute in America. And the Monroe Institute, that is where people go to learn how to do have out-of-body experiences. And a lot of people hear that for the first time and are like, wow, someone like that exists. Yeah, it does. Because out-of-body experiences are real. But you don't see, there should be things on TV telling the world. There really should. It exists. Tens of thousands of people have had these experiences. Tens of thousands of people have had near-death experiences, probably hundreds of thousands of people, where they leave their body, they cross over for a while and they come back. That's not an imagination thing. That's a real experience. The reason that people know that that's a real experience for themselves, that there's emotion that goes along with it, there's feelings that go along with it. It's not just an image in your mind that you're seeing like a movie where you're not emotionally connected. There's emotions that come along with these experiences which show you that they're real. When you have an experience in life and you feel emotion from that experience, it's telling you, you're living it, it's real. You're really experiencing it. Same thing if you have a dream where you bring back an emotion with that dream, you actually were most likely out of your body experiencing that situation in a dream sense, but it was real. There's so many things out there and so many things that we can try and experience that are beyond what the standard person even looks at. Life is about checking these things out. For me, it is, right? And I always say to everyone, take the things that you like. When you're listening to anyone talk about anything, take the things that you like, chuck away what you don't like, right? Yeah, Shrek's awesome, mate. Love the character. I am doing well in life, Esther. I am doing well, mate. And the way I judge myself in life is, am I enjoying myself on a daily basis? Do the experiences and the people that are around me make me feel special? Do I feel really good about what I'm doing, the things in life? Am I doing things that, lift my vibration? That's how I look at it now, right? So it's not about money or anything like that. It's about the experience. Life's about the journey, everyone. Life's about the journey. So embracing the journey, embracing that you've chosen a path or the journey path in your life that you're most excited about, right? Because only the individual knows that these are the things that I love to do. These are the things that truly are a passion to me. Another passion that I have, and I'm just going to throw it out for people to know, is that I love aeroplanes, right? I used to have when I was a young kid, I used to dream about being a pilot and all that type of stuff. And I did do a few hours lessons when I was a younger guy, but it was very expensive in the private situation. I got to fly a plane a few times. Just the vibration that came over me when I had those experiences really connected that this is something that maybe I lived a past life as a pilot. I don't know. I haven't connected with that. But it was one of those things that I know is a passion within me. It's something that I enjoy. Every time we go away on a holiday or we travel somewhere by plane, I love it. You can have the roughest. When I was a young kid, there was a really rough flight to New Zealand. We travelled to New Zealand once with the family, and everyone on the plane was throwing up. It was a really rough trip, lots of turbulence, and I was this 12-year-old kid just loving it, just feeling great, right? So always felt comfortable in that space. You have to really connect with who you are. You have to remind yourself of what you're into when you were that young person, right? You have to remind yourself of what made you tick, what made you feel the best you've ever felt. And if you're not going after those things in your life, you have to have a really good sit down with yourself and say, why am I doing stuff that I don't even enjoy? Why am I not trying to get the most out of this life and do the things that make me feel the best that I've ever felt? Or things that are in my mind about doing, why aren't I trying those? I mean, aren't you wasting your time here if you're not going after the things that make you feel the best you can? Boris Yeltsin, I don't know. I just read that question. So it's attitude, everyone. Like, I talk about attitude with life, and I don't care who you are, where you're from. At the end of the day, if you have a positive attitude with situations that you come along, that you experience with life, you'll all have experiences throughout every day that you exist, but it's about how you act in those situations. And one situation, you can have three different people experiencing that or looking at this situation that occurs in front of them, and you can have three totally different responses to the situation. You choose how you act. That's something you directly can control, how you act. And if you act in the most positive, way to the situation, you send a message back to your subconscious that this is what I want to have happen more and more. I don't want that situation of a negative thing to be created. I want to have more positive always happening in my life, right? Louie, I don't backflip, mate. How you doing, mate? How you doing? You going all right? It's Friday night here in Melbourne, Australia. Where are you from, mate? Around the world. Where are you from? I don't think I've seen your name flash up on my lives before. Are we in a matrix? Dirk, I believe that we are kind of. You're in Brizzy. Oh, well, there's another regular that jumps on my lives, mate. He calls me Mr. Positive. His YouTube thing is Roadstrom, so keep an eye out for Roadstrom if you ever see him, mate. He's another Brizzy man. Arthur, I'm very well, mate, on this Friday evening in our humid Melbourne, Australia today. Very humid day. And Dirk, I was going to say about the Matrix. Yes, I'll jump back to your question. Look, I'm a big believer that Matrix or a simulation, we're living in that. But I also believe, Dirk, that we, as part of the all that is, that we're part of life. You're in Canada, mate. I've always wanted to go to Canada. It was a dream of my mum's to go to Canada, and unfortunately she crossed over before she got to do it, but it's something that one day I plan to do, hopefully sooner than later. So that's unfortunate that you don't like the experience there, mate. Well, come out to Australia, mate. We're pretty good, we're not too bad. I think your dollar's probably worth a bit more than ours, isn't it? So you might find yourself with a few more bucks in your pocket. And we're still under the British regime. We still have the king, just like you, overseeing, mate. Not that makes any difference to any of us. So the Matrix and the simulation, I believe we as spiritual beings have created this place, this universe, to experience life through the eyes of different beings, humans or maybe extraterrestrials at times. If we travel to another world, we live a life there. I believe we live many, many lifetimes, and that we experience these lifetimes to experience ourselves from different perspectives, to learn different things, to understand ourselves as beings from different positions in the world. So, life can be awesome. Life can be tough, right? Once you consciously understand that you understand how you create what's going on, you can take the reins though, right? You can take the reins in your life. If you allow yourself to feel down about life a lot, Dirk, right? If you let yourself get drawn into those experiences and you stay down there, your subconscious, because you're acting on that, keeps recreating it. Okay? It's not that, life's shit and Canada's a shithole, and I don't think it is. But all these things that go on, if we don't step back and understand that we actually are making these things happen in our own world, we don't take conscious control. And then in turn, it just keeps going on and on through the subconscious, recreating how you're acting. And this is why I talk about being the best version of yourself you can be, being the most positive individual. Hey, Boredom, how you going, my friend? This is why I passionately talk about the attitude of the individual. If you want to change, hey, Mental Jacks, how you going? All right, cool, man. Oh, look, I'm not that familiar with all the politics of Canada too, but if you want to change your own world, Dirk, and everyone else, if you want to transform how your life looks from an individual perspective, you have to start with how you talk and think. Try not to think about all the big stuff as much. Try to bring yourself back into you. which is what meditation's about. It's inwardly focusing on you, clearing yourself of all the low vibrational crap that means nothing, right? It means nothing. It's not necessary. All it is blockages of energy that stop you connecting with the real you. You need to allow the flow to start again, right? And you need to start talking in a way that is the best you can talk to other people. So that might not be a natural thing for some people to do, but it's about making the effort to lift yourself to this better vibration, because then your subconscious sees you do that, Dirk, and then your subconscious starts creating more higher vibrational, positive things in your life. That's how it works, right? So attitude and trying to be your own really positive individual is the key. That's what I see. It's the key to it all right? So it's not hard. It doesn't mean you have to follow any bloody group or anything. It's about, I try to be, man. It's just, I'm a 56-year-old bloke. I've worked in office work. I've worked in trades. I've done it all, mate. I've connected with all different types of people. I've had mentors that have been metaphysical mentors and psychic mentors and people that have just been really open-minded to life and really want to just, they believe that the connection about life is within yourself. I agree with that. I don't like to put any real terms onto it. I say a few things to try and give some people some context. Metaphysical people believe in investigating the spiritual life and that we are in control in a subconscious way and can become consciously aware and control of what we're creating on a daily basis. No, I'm not a guitarist, Freddie, but I love Freebird. I've got friends that can, though. Yeah. I grew up around a lot of heavy metalists and musicians when I was a younger guy, so Lynyrd Skynyrd, love their music, man. Yeah, because when you, well, it's kind of like some people go through life, Dirk, and they think that if I knock that person off their pedestal, I'll take their spot in a job or whatever it might be. It's called tall poppy type syndrome, I think, where you're knocking someone else down so you can take their place. And it's a very negative way to go forward in life, right? I basically with that attitude of knocking people down, it's not trying to lift people up, right? So it's very opposite to how I see it should be. You have to treat people the way you want to be treated, right? Sorry, mental, but I don't talk about the job I do today. It's just a standard job, but it's one of those things that I'm just not going to talk about it on the live. It's nothing special, mate. It's just that I enjoy the job. Let's just say it's in the sales field, all right? So obviously chatting away, which is something that I enjoy doing, right? But yeah, look, I think the attitude of people, and I've seen this over my life, where people want to they want to, improve themselves or get up the ladder in a business, but they think they've got to knock someone out the way to take their position. And it's a really low vibrational way to go about it. I mean, if you lift someone else up, I'm telling you now, the return will happen straight away. And you'll be lifted up as well. And it works faster than obviously the negative way. It's as you put out to others a really positive attitude and helping them lift, then that comes back to you and you're going up the ladder as well. Austrian painter is a good guy. Austrian. Okay, cool. Very good. The whole thing about creating your own reality, once you understand this, once you believe it, like myself, I fully believe it. I've proved this to myself over my own lifetime. You understand, because you have to then ask yourself the question, oh, okay, I create what happens in my life through my thoughts and my words and my attitude. I better start talking the most positive I can talk. I better start believing that I'm the most abundant that I am. The things that you need in your life and you want in your life, they're the things you have to start to believe in and direct yourself to be an action or act like they're already in your life, so your subconscious will start to create more of those positive actions that you're putting out. You know, it starts with, in Australia, it's really easy. A lot of people, sarcasm's a big thing in our country, right? We love to throw out a sarcasm like it's a joke and put someone down in a cheeky way, but really, it's, for me, it's a sign that you have some belief inside yourself where you're not that happy about who you are, right? Yeah. All right, Alan, very good. You hippie. Are you talking about that I'm a hippie? I'm far from a hippie, my friend. I'm just a very positive individual, right? Talking about metaphysics, which is the belief that we create what goes on in our world. So if that is true, please, you know, understand that I'm here expressing my truth. This is Craig's World Rocks. This is my creation and my YouTube channel. And, you know, that's what I believe in. So I talk about these understandings and these beliefs that I've learned over many, many years. Always take what you like out of people you listen to, chuck away what you don't like. I'm not here to make you think anything or believe anything. But there might be something that I say that makes a lot of sense and helps you answer things in your own life or get going in a certain area of your life because you had a blockage and something comes up and helps, right? You just never know. So, you know, always treat every situation with skepticism and take those things that sit with you, that sit in your gut and they make sense, right? It's about changing yourself from, you know, you want to change yourself from being negative and creating negative things in your life, which we're often doing unconsciously. The subconscious is what actually takes your actions and then recreates them again and again. And that's why when people act or have negative situations going on in their life and they keep getting caught up emotionally in the anger and the fighting of families and stuff like that, they keep recreating those situations because you're sending the message to your subconscious that you want to keep doing this because you are doing it. So if that is true, what I've just said, you want to start doing very positive, having positive experiences and sending a message to your subconscious that you want positive things created in your life. Everyone automatically creates what they want in their life and what their actions are and what you're putting out there. So if that's the case, try putting out more positive. You might find that things transform for each of you in a much more positive way, right? But understanding that you create what's going on in your life starts with realizing that when you speak to someone really positively, say a Uber driver comes into your life and says, oh, here's your package, and they bring it right up to your front door, but most of the other guys just chuck it in the driveway and bugger off. And this one comes to your front door and says, here's your package, and you go, oh, thank you so much for bringing that package up here, and I really appreciate you. You have a great day. When you talk to that level of really heartfelt thank you, instantly that person will go, oh, no problem at all. Thank you, appreciate you. And off they go. But it's almost like you can see the change in their face. You can see like they feel they have to respond at that level because you're drawing them up. You're drawing their energy up. High vibration is where all the good stuff gets created. Low vibration is where all the crap is created. Do you want good stuff in your life or do you want crap? You can create whatever you like because you create your own reality, right? And that's just Craig's opinion, but it's a very broad understanding of life, and there are millions of individuals in this world that believe exactly what I believe, that what you put out is what comes back. Be the most positive version of yourself you can be. Your life will transform. It has nothing to do with anyone else. There is no place that you need to achieve in life to be whatever. You basically live the life that you've got to the best of your ability. Pat yourself on the back all the time. Thank you. Appreciate yourself for where you are, right? You've all got yourself to this point in existence. You've all created your own reality to this point tonight or today, and you're listening to Craig yakking away about how he sees life. And you should appreciate yourself for where you are today because you've done an awesome job, right? Every single one of you. We don't appreciate ourselves enough. We don't thank ourselves enough. Life, it's a tough lesson. The school of Earth is a very tough learning ground. Andrew Tate. Can't say I've heard of Andrew Tate. But now I'm going to check him out because you've just said that, Dirk, all right? And I've got to open up something new that I haven't heard about. It's truly about finding who you are in the mess of everything. This life is a tough learning place, right? And we all, and I do think it's like the Matrix. I do think it's a simulation that we've created, but it's an illusion of a physical world that we've created as a whole to experience ourselves in situations that we can learn more about who we are. And we can transform this world into a more positive experience going forward, which I think we're doing at the moment. I think the planet itself and the people on the planet and a lot of the spiritual people talk about this shift happening in this reality. That as a whole, we're wanting to bring in a much more positive, cleaner, high vibrational energy to this world, right? Okay, cool. Well, the Matrix, Dirk, I reckon this is where we're existing now, right? I mean, we come from, let's say, the other side, right? So our true home is there, but we step into this Matrix in this world as a individual, as a human, to go through this experience to find more out about ourselves. Oh, I'll check it anyway. Thank you, Alan. I will check that out regardless. With everything that I do, I take what I like, chuck out what I don't like. It's all good, right? Reservoir, Mr. Blogs. Oh, very good, mate. Beautiful reservoir. Unless you're in Australia, you have no idea where that is, right? So, or Melbourne, should I say. The whole thing, you know, to find out and be that best version, the whole thing about being the best version of yourself is connecting or being the unique individual that you are, guys, right? Guys and girls. The world is constantly telling all of us to be someone that we're not. Like the media and everything, it's like, you know, wear this makeup, go to this event, have this attitude, agree with this overwhelming group thought. It's really about trying to get us to, you know, if you turn yourself into this, you'll be loved by everybody. I don't think that's true. I think when you try to be someone that you're not, people see through your fakeness. You know, in Australia, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with and people I know, they all agree with that, you know, fakeness is a big, dangerous direction to go down where you just become more and more disconnected with who you really are. And, you know, in our world, in our existence, there's a lot of people that are committing suicide and giving up on life, right? And life shouldn't be treated with such carelessness and throwaway attitude, because there's no one telling these people that they're looking in the wrong places, but society is directing them to, you know, look like this and be skinny and do all this, and if you do that, then people will like you. No, you are a perfect individual as you are, and I'm going to say it again to all of you that are here today. You're perfect as you are. Embrace your uniqueness. Who gives a flying fuck? That's an Australian expression. Who gives a flying fuck what anyone else thinks about who you are? Be you. Do the things that you love. Put a smile on your face. How do you think you're going to go trying to make someone else have a good life and help them, and if you're feeling shit yourself? You're not going to last long. You're going to run out of energy. The reality, yeah, we all need to embrace ourselves. You're all awesome, right? Pat yourselves on the back in a regular. Don't look for someone else will tell me that I'm great. Someone else tell me that I'm good looking. Someone else tell me that I've lost weight. Who gives a shit what anyone else thinks? Don't let that become your guiding force. Your guiding force, your compass to life is within you. You know, some of the most centered individuals, the Buddhist monks, that some of those most centered people that actually spend their lives meditating, they are focusing on themselves. They are truly just happy with who they are, and they're connecting with themselves. And no, I'm not saying none of us have to become monks, right? But we have to take a little bit of time to just quiet the mind for 5 minutes a day. Just center yourself. Goon Stomper, I'm Australian, mate. I'm Melbourne, Australia, my friend. But obviously we are under the crown. Still have a skincare routine. Who do you think you're talking to, Free? Oh, geez. Am I looking good, mate, for 56? Am I going all right? You know, I think positive attitude is my skincare regime. You do entertain me, Fred, being on him, mate. I do appreciate you, mate. I'm sure you're good entertainment for others that are hanging out on the chat. But she's all good. Look, you know, Wudang. Oh, thanks, Freddie. The, you know, vibration. This is my little singing bowl here. It's very, you know, singing bowls create. I do this at the start of my lives, but obviously you're not on there to hear it. But see if you can hear this. Hang on. It's just vibration, you know, and vibration brings everything back to the center for me. It's just balancing, right? It's kind of like when you hit that vibration tone, it just like wake up, and you know, when you meditate, it's almost like you step away from the craziness of life. I mean, who can't agree that life's goddamn crazy out there, right? There's all types of crap going on, and politics and attitudes, and there's positive, there's negative, there's all types of things, and the media's trying to program us with one type of attitude, which is negative. We need not to watch media as much, especially mainstream media. I mean, YouTube's the place to go, I think, where you can get genuine people talking about genuine life. I think the less you watch of your media and your newses, the clearer your head will be. Because it's not about worrying about what's out there, because they're trying to program us, I think, in a way that is repeating some of the negative things that go on out there, right? Where's Kate? I'm not sure, mate. Where is Kate? So I think we want to kind of steer ourselves away, because the other thing I was going to say to you all tonight was that 2026, from the individual perspective, try and be more of an observer individual. So be centered, be focused on, you know, think and understand who you are, know yourself, know what your beliefs are, change the ones that you don't like, really try to understand who you are as an individual and speak in a more higher vibrational way. Be a more positive person when you interact with others, etc. But in overall sense, step back from what's happening in a big area or life in general, and just observe things without getting too emotional about them, because there'll be a lot of crazy stuff going on through this year, I believe, and we need to step back. You can see it, but don't go getting crazy with it, because remember, your attitude and how you act creates your own reality. So if you see something negative that people are doing very negative, and you decide to join into that or act along with that, you are you are telling your subconscious that you want more of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be more of an observer, be more focused inside yourself, be centered with who you are, be good to yourself, and treat everyone the way that you want to be treated. Know who you are, right? Really understand that you are perfect as you are. Smile at people at times. Hey, how you going today? When you walk past someone. I mean, since COVID, everyone's just closed off to everyone else. They don't even want to look sideways at other people half the time. When I was growing up, everyone was riding their bikes and hanging out in the street, and we made friends just like a drop of a hat, right? It's just sad that we've been manipulated to be separated from ourselves. We are all human beings and we are all in the same boat. We do need to take back our power. We do need to take back our lives. Do the things that you love to do. Try and get out there and experience life more, right? Still come and hang out and listen to me on my live, but I'm getting out there as well, and I'm doing things that are interesting and they're exciting. And my mate Fred here, he's going to all the local pubs and enjoying himself there. So, you know, get out and about and start to interact with everyone in a really positive way. Spread that vibe, you know, because it's easy to get caught up in negative. But when you act really positively to people, they can't help but act positive back. They really can't. It lifts the room, right? Life is what you make it. Don't make it shit. Make it good, you know? Kate Middleton's making it good, isn't she? You know, everyone, go after the things that you love to do. Go after the, you know, there's a lot of people out there that live their life to the point of, I'm doing what I love to do. But there's more people that are living their life just doing a job because they've got to pay the bills and they don't think there's any other solution. But you're in control of all that. You need to start to add in things that you think you'd be more passionate about. Have you ever heard the line that if you do what you love in life, you'll never work a day in your life? It's very true, right? But it is about, what do you love to do? When you get up to go to work, is it like, oh God, I've got to go to work? Or is it like, oh, I'm really looking to the day, it's going to be great today, I'm going to hang out with such and such, I'm going to do this and that. I mean, you can choose how you want to live. Make a choice. Empower yourself by understanding that you can change what's going on in your life. You know, another little technique that I used to do a lot, and I haven't done it for a little while actually, but if I was going to a local big supermarket and I knew it was a busy Saturday morning or something and I was going to have trouble finding a car park, before I'd leave home, I'd imagine a car park right out the front of the shopping centre for me. So, no worries, stand chairs. I'd imagine the car park basically being ready for me and free. And I'd do that little visualization before I'd leave, like 20 minutes before I'd leave. And then I can't tell you, I'm pretty sure that out of doing that, you know, probably 60 times I reckon I've done that over my life, just for a car park, just in different situations. Easy 55 out of 60, I'll roll up and bang the spots there ready to go on the busiest day of the year, you know, or a really busy day. So it's all about believing in yourself, believing that what, you know, the actions then get created by the subconscious. So, you know, when you want a car park day, you want to give yourself a little bit of time for that to be created. You know, and I think a long way down the track, there'll be people that will be instantaneously, I do believe this, that people will instantaneously be able to change things in their life. But at the moment, we're living in a world of time as well. So there's a time frame, you know, there's different, there's different things that are in the way. There's beliefs that stop us from doing it instantaneously. So, you know, you got to basically change your beliefs to expand on how fast you can make things happen. But creating your own reality, believing in that understanding. Because I haven't said this tonight, but I only see three ways in life that you can look at life. One, you're an atheist, you believe in nothing. Two, you believe in a higher power that does everything and has already created everything for you. So what difference does it make what you do? You're just a puppet. Or three, you're a part of everything. You're a part of the all that is. You create your own reality, and you created this life before you came here, and you can change it as you go along, as you connect with your power again, as you reconnect with who you truly are. There is so much more to the human being than what they realize. So much more. Step into who you are. Connect with yourself. Listen to your heart. Trust your intuition. Don't put your trust in other people preaching different things. Listen to you, right? The answers for your life that you've chosen to come and live are in you. You just have to unlock them. My thought process is that the higher vibration that we lift ourselves to, the more that information will come back into your conscious mind. It's like the unlocking of the key. The more positive things, the more passionate things for you that you do in your life make you feel great, they lift your vibration, and you start to allow that information to flow back into the conscious mind. That's how it works for me. So, each individual can do it. Each individual can connect more with themselves and find themselves more and more and more the more that you put in. It's like going to the gym and building your muscles. You want to build your understanding, you want to build your connection with yourself and how you actually create your own reality. You need to practice, you need to put some thought into it. You need to actually make an effort to be consciously in control of what you're saying. Don't just let your emotions take the better of you. Someone says something nasty to someone. That doesn't mean you respond in kind. You can be better than that. You can go, oh, that's not so good. Everyone, calm down there. That's not so good. And be a higher vibrational response to the situation, which can calm it. I've seen a lot of situations where people that are really angry and upset and out of control, and someone will say to them, hey, I'll help you. It's going to be okay. And they calm down because the individual has said, I'm going to help you. And they've been waiting for someone just to say, help me. I'm lost. I'm disconnected. I don't feel good in my own body. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. The calm, positive attitude brings a person up to that level. If they're angry and frustrated down here, and you meet them with this positive high vibration, you lift their vibration up, they calm down. I've done many jobs over my life, but I've done sales as well, right? And I've been there with customers that have come up to a counter and really irate about something that they don't have, and I've said, that's okay. The first thing I said, after they lose their shit, I said, that's okay. I'm here to solve the problem. We're going to solve the problem, so it's going to be okay. And instantly you watch this really aggressive individual, their calmness comes over them because you've basically lifted their vibration to not be down there where they are at the moment. You can change situations in different ways. If you aggressively came at a person that was feeling like upset and aggressive anyway, you're more likely going to enrage them further, and a negative fight will ensue, right? So let's try and get our heads around how to actually transform our friends and family and the people around us, right? Well, Putin's vibration is going to be a tough one to lift, but I don't know whether that one's possible, but it's up to the individual too, right? I mean, some of these things, again, are out of our control as individuals, and we can only work on the individual level, because I don't believe that anyone has the right to create someone else's reality. Hey, I thump a lot. How you going? Well, people that are mean to other people are usually people that have been treated badly themselves. and they're trying to unload their low vibration that's been dumped upon them. So don't take it personally. See it as they're acting badly towards you because they have major issues going on in their life as well. See, that it's about understanding why people act the way they act. Nothing that someone does is about you as such, right? When they are acting out, it's more likely because someone else is doing something to them and they've taken that on in a bad way, right? Spare cognitive capacity. Well, see, in reality, yeah, it's really about, in a simple term, I believe it's about being able to step back from what's going on. You know, have you heard of the term lucid dreaming, where people realise that they're in a dream, but they become conscious in the dream, and then they're able to do things and manipulate the dream the way they want? Not sure about the answer to that one, Tuan, Tubal, not sure. I'll get back to you on that. With life, I come up with a term when you become aware that you are creating what's happening in your life. When you become consciously aware of it, you are lucid living. Right? And that's when you can take conscious control of your life and transform it the way that you want. He keeps DMing you, yeah? Look, if... really said to them when they passed away. Oh, Lil, really sorry to hear that. That's sad news. I know one thing, Lil. He'll be feeling on top of the world. It's everyone that they leave behind that has to deal with the loss. But I know he'll be feeling that, he's separated from his family and that will be the loss. But I know how good they feel when they separate from the physical body, because it's a real high vibrational release. So he's okay. He's stepped into the next realm. You'll see him again. From my heart, I believe that. So take it one day at a time. It will get easier, and just be good to the people around you, and try and take care of each other, the ones that are still behind, right? But remember all the good things that he brought into your life. So with what you should do, Man Team Good, you should understand that this individual has problems, right? And if you don't respond in kind back to him, or if you respond with very positive attitude and he can't get a rise out of you, I believe eventually he'll lose interest, because he's looking for someone to dump upon, because he's been dumped on himself, right? So if you say something really nice to him, maybe try that and see what happens. He might freak the hell out and not want to keep talking to you because you've been really nice to him, right? So I don't know if that's the answer, because I don't know the individual in the situation, but be as high a vibration as you can. Be the best version of you can be. You can't control someone else. You can be compassionate, but don't take on what he's saying, because it's coming from his own pain. Okay? Is that clear enough? Yeah, Lil, one day at a time. Okay? Thank you, Fred. We try, mate. I mean, treat people the way you want to be treated in whatever the situation is, right? You can't control another person, but you can control you. And so if you act really positively, I know a younger fellow that I know that went through a similar situation, Man Team, and what he did, he was getting really negatively spoken to by this individual who was in the friend group, and he went over to him one time after a couple of interactions. He wasn't happy with him, and he gave the guy a hug. He just gave him a hug, and he said, "No, it's going to be all right. Life's all right. You're all right." And then they became friends, because this guy looked at him and thought, "Oh, I can't be talking to this guy like this. He's a really nice guy." So I'm not saying to go over and hug the guy, but I am saying to have a positive attitude and don't let someone with negative carry on bring you down, because that's what they're trying to do, because they want to dump their stuff on you. Yeah, ignore it, but also, you can say, is there anything going on? Do you need me to talk to someone about, is everything going good in your life? Are you happy? You know, because I don't know if you want to go down that path, and you don't have to, but at the end of the day, you can just ignore him and just go on being your positive self, and don't react to the negative. That's probably the best way to go, right? Because I don't want any of you to end up in a situation where you feel like you've got to approach it and try and change it. You can't change someone else. You can only change yourself. Other people can be changed by seeing you in the way you live your life, and other people can go, wow, I love the way that person's existing. I might take a few things on from that and add them into my own life. But you can't force someone to agree and believe what you believe. You just have to be the best version of yourself you can be. You just have to live your life to the fullest that you can. And I know they're really simple understandings that I talk about, but I think society's forgotten them. I think media's just programmed us with all this negative crap fully, and we need to get away from what the mainstream media is pumping into our heads, because it's not positive. You know, how many times on the news do you see them have a positive story? If you watch the nightly news on TV, they might have one story after the weather at the end, right, which is about a puppy dog. And every other story through the whole night is negative stuff. This bad thing's happening, that bad thing's happening. Why do we want to keep remembering the bad stuff? Because what? They want us to keep creating the bad stuff. They want us to stay down. They want us to stay low vibrational. They want us to feel like it's impossible to win. They want us to stay there because they control us. When we're in fear, when we feel that we've got no power, other people, we allow them to control our lives. I'm telling you the opposite, everyone. When you empower yourself, when you believe in you, the mainstream media and the people that go around controlling everyone else do not have control over you anymore, because you're not giving your power to them anymore. You're self-empowering yourself. You're making the decisions in your life. You're not going to stay down and low and fearful, because you know that you create your own reality. So why would you create fear? Man team, you're awesome, mate. Remember that always. You're perfect as you are. You go out there and you live the best life you can. You be the best version of you, and because that's what we should all do. And I do say to everyone that comes on, if you do like what I talk about, don't forget to subscribe, because then you'll get to see when I jump on live, and I think everyone gets the best version of Craig when I'm live. You get the authentic me, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow the family. I'm trying to be a place where if you need to hear someone saying it's okay and let's be more positive and let's get ourselves back on track. If you need to hear someone talking about, hey, be glass half full. You can change what's going on here, right? I want to be one of those people that's here for everyone, right? Man team, hope to see you again, mate. You take care. No, I won't be getting microchipped. I have a natural. Getting a robot putting me, mate? No, none of that. I think you've got all the power in yourself that you need, right? We are perfect vibrations of love and light. We are perfect sparks of existence. We're part of the all that is. That's how I look at life. We came into this world by ourselves. We'll leave back to where we're from by ourselves. So live your life to the best, in the best way, to the best of your ability that you can, and treat everyone with the most positive, upbeat attitude you can, because they are a reflection of what you create. So if you're putting out really positive attitude, your subconscious continues to create more of that. If you're being low vibrational, you'll find more low vibrational stuff being created, because your subconscious doesn't care what you create. It will create what your actions are. It will just recreate those things, because that's what you're saying to it through your actions, what you want more of. So that's why I always start my conversations with, take control of what you say, take control of how you act. Those things are the two major things to creating what you want in your life. Yeah, exactly. Everything's on our freaking phones these days, isn't it? It's crazy. I mean, I remember when I was a young guy and was starting out working, and no one, going out tonight, no one had phones, no one had cameras, um, no one could contact you. Once you left your home and you went met your mates around their home, and the 4 or 5 of you'd all go out together in the cab, whatever, no one could contact anyone then, and you just come home later in the night. So, you know, look, I think that this year and next year are going to be very interesting years in the world that we live, right? I think there's going to be a lot of things change. A lot of negative things are going to be brought up to the surface from a world perspective, and they're going to be cleared away, and there's going to be things change. And I think individually, just try and be nice and centered. Just try and be good to yourself, right? Just try and take the time to care about you, stay nice and centered. Don't get caught up in all the world bullshit. Just don't watch less media, because they're always trying to program you with many negative things. Watch things that you want to watch. Watch positive shows. Watch, uplifting things that you want to keep recreating, ideas, and be imaginary. Have an imagination that wants to create, magical world for yourself, because you can create whatever you want to create for your life itself. I believe that. There are programmed beliefs that you have surrounding you which limit what you allow to get created into your world. When limitations come along, you can choose whether you change that belief to be more or less limited or more positive. But you are in control of you. You don't look for the answers for you in life out there. Look for them in here. Centralize yourself. You still have to be out there, I think, get out from COVID and experience life and connect with people and create great relationships and be as good to yourself as you can be and be as good to everyone else as you can be. We're all brothers and sisters from the same place. We're all sparks of love and light. We all live forever. We've already got the golden ticket, everyone, right? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Love that movie, right? When he says, Charlie's got the golden ticket and 5 people got it. Well, in the world that we live, we are all sparks of existence. There's 8 billion of us sparks living on this planet, and we all will go on, and we all exist, and that doesn't change, right? And we're all individual reflections of the one, you could say, but we are unique individual sparks of that. So be happy that you don't have to do a thing to exist. You exist. That will not get taken away, right? You are awesome. You are perfect. You don't have to do anything in this life if you don't want to. I'm just a believer that we have chosen to live this life. So shouldn't we, because we chose it ourselves, shouldn't we be trying to be the best version of ourselves we can be? Shouldn't we be making a positive effort? This is your life. The life will be done quick enough. Be the brightest light you can be, right? And don't worry about the systems that collapse natural and the digital currency will dominate. Don't worry about any of that, because that's all bigger than the individual, right? The things that we should try and focus upon is just your personal, how you feel about yourself. At the end, I encourage everyone at the end of every day to actually give yourself 5 minutes and think about how you've acted through the day. If you've done the best you can, if you've been really positive and you've been caring to other people that you've come across and whatever you've done, and you can sit there and go, you know what, it's been a busy day, but I've done the best I can today. But reflect upon the day. Make it a daily thing, because when you respond to someone in a way that might not be so positive, it is an opportunity to change a belief in you that might be quite limiting, right? And it is not about all the things that are happening as a conjunction around us. Yes, on a world scale, there are things going on, but your individual creation of your world actually helps to change the planet the more positive you can become. Don't be caught up. You can be an observer of what's going on. Try to separate the emotion though. Bring yourself into you and be focused upon you. How am I going? How do I think about me? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with who you are? Because you should be. Because you're perfect. Hey, duck guy, how you going? Every single one of you is perfect as you are. There is nothing you need to change to be perfect. You are perfect. You live forever. Be happy about that. You understand that, right? You create your own reality. What you put out changes what happens in your world. So the more positive you are, the better your world transforms for you. Now, as you change, other people around you get the reflection from you, and hopefully they start to understand that it's about being the best version of themselves they can be. It's not about one group of people and everyone does the same thing. It is, but it's about connecting with the unique you, which is individual to each of us, right? And naturally, if you're happy with yourself, focus on that. My advice, naturally, would be just to focus on that. Be happy with yourself. Embrace you. Be happy that you've got yourself to where you are now, and you're a perfect example of the joy of life, okay? That's how you want to see yourself. That's how you want to look at yourself. That's how you want to act towards everyone else. Your responses to them, I am just living so much joy in my life. How are you going? You know, and you put that out there, and then all of a sudden this person that's feeling depressed is like, oh no, it's okay. And you've lifted their vibe up because of your high vibe. That's how you help change the world. Just being the best version that you can be. You know, if I'm in the service industry, so when I serve someone, okay, I want them to go away and go, wow, I really enjoyed that service. That was like, they made me feel great. I allow myself, and I do that, and I practice that on a daily basis. All right. So I advise everyone else to try that. When you interact with people, try and be speaking from the heart. Be thankful. Be grateful. Nah, it's an Aussie accent, mate. I won't be a political commentator, no. I'm just a positive guy that's talking about my attitude towards life. And I'm an individual that follows the metaphysical mindset of we all create our own realities. That's something that I like to talk about, life, the universe and everything. And if you're looking for ideas to help manifest and change things in your life, I'm someone that believes very strongly in that through my experiences. And, you know, I've been jumping on lives now for a couple of months. And, you know, yeah, I'm showing my authentic self to the world, right? So I'm being me. If you like what I talk about and you need someone positive to listen to once in a while, Craig's here. Make sure you subscribe. Next time I jump on, you'll be able to jump on, have a listen, and get a bit of a positive bump, because that's what it's about for me, right? So I appreciate all of you guys, right? I appreciate anyone that wants to hang out for a few minutes, have a serious little chat. You know, not many people are out there talking like this. Don't think about actions you can take to change things. You know, if you think something, thinking it alone doesn't change it. It's your actions that you're doing that get the subconscious to say, oh, you're doing this now. I'll create more of that for you. You need to start acting from the heart. Lift your vibration. Go after the things that are your passions in life. Life will change for you. Right? That's it. Build your connections and build your connection with your authentic selves. Right? Don't be someone that you're not. Be you. Right? It's the one thing society says the opposite to, and that's a big, big mistake. We don't want to be sheep. I know I live in Australia, there's a lot of sheep, there's more in New Zealand. But, you know, we don't want to be followers. We want to be leaders of our own lives and our own world. And no one can tell you that you can't be the leader of your own life. When someone's saying, do something because if you don't believe this, bad stuff will happen to you, that's a red flag. If there's any fear involved in what someone's putting out there, like, if you don't do this, bad things will happen, right? That is bullshit because it's a red flag. You would never, never, never do that to yourself. Do things from the heart. Do things because you're passionate about them, that you're excited to do them, right? If it's something that makes you feel joy, if it's a hobby, if it's a particular thing in life, if it's whatever it might be, if you're doing what you love to do, life will transform for the better. No, you don't do things at your own peril. No, you don't. You treat people the way you want to be treated, right? You live life as the best version of you that you can be, right? You simplify it all down in that way. Live from the heart. Who's the most important person in this world to you? It should be you. And everyone should be thinking the same thing. We are all individual sparks of existence that need to see ourselves for who we truly are again, because we've been suppressed by programming. You know, we need to release that. We need to release the shackles, right? Take the shackles away from us in the programming and understand that we are more than what we've ever realized. Do the things that you love to do. As long as you're not going out there to hurt anyone. If you think that have to knock someone off their pedestal and treat them badly to achieve something in your life, you're not working from the heart. You're working from the ego, right? When we work from the heart, when we listen to our hearts, everything is love and unconditional love and positivity. Lift everyone up. No, I'm not Jewish. I'm not a religious individual. I'm a spiritual person. But there's no religion involved in how I see it. It's metaphysical the way I look at it, and I'm just going to use that as that term because I'm a big believer that we all create our life. We create our existence. We all come from the all that is. We're all part of God, Goddess, all that is. There's no religious term that I put upon how I see life. I'm just an individual that believes in being the best version of myself I can be. And I don't think you need to have any type of religion to be that way. You know, it's about your actions in life. There's only one person, and I'll say this before I finish off today, there's only one person in life that you can't lie to, right? That's you. You can lie to everyone else throughout your life. You can make up bullshit until the cows come home. But at the end of the day, you know if you're being your authentic self, if you're living your truth. I know, hand on heart, I'm living my truth. I'm putting it out there to the world on YouTube now. I'm speaking what I believe. It's important that I do it for me, and I hope and I believe that others will get positive things out of it. Always take what you like and throw away what you don't like. You are a unique individual, and you are going on your own path to create the best version of yourself that you want to create, right? You want to have a great life. You want to have a great experience. Trust your intuition. You know, take the things that make sense. Throw away the things that don't, right? For me, thumbs a lot, and I understand religion. I was brought up with religious things around me, and that religion is quite controlling in an aspect. And that's, for me, that's why you hear me say a lot, the only person in this life that has the right to control you is you, right? And there's nothing you have to achieve to have immortality. You're already immortal. That's who we are. We exist. We will go on. I've been out of my physical body twice in this life. I've proved it to myself. Check out Robert Monroe and Journeys Out of the Body. Read about the Monroe Institute in America. Separating from the physical body exists. There are techniques to do it. If you need to understand that you go on, that proves it to yourself. That's what I did. And that's, you know, I'm not continually doing a lot of out-of-body traveling, but I've done it twice in my life, and then I've moved on to other things. So, you know, you got to follow the things that you're passionate about. But if you need to know that something is real, check it out. Because that's the only way you're going to know, is if you prove these things to yourself. All right, everyone. So it's been a good sesh. Friday night, you know, get out there, go out, have fun. Well, if it's the morning somewhere else in the world, then you'll do whatever you're doing for the next 24 hours. But I appreciate all of you. I thump a lot. Appreciate you, mate. Been really interactive tonight. It's been great. You know, everyone that's, you know, trying to improve themselves, and we want to understand life better, and it's good to listen and have a conversation in a positive way with everyone. That's what my YouTube channel's about. So I thank you all for hanging out. I basically thank you all for hanging out, having a chat. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, so you know when I jump on next time. If you like what I talk about, obviously if you don't, you won't hang out again. But if you subscribe, then you know when I'm going to jump on, and you put your notification on, then you'll see when I jump on. But I'm going on. Thanks, I thought a lot. Thank you very much. Tell anyone that needs to hear positive attitudes, mate, in your world, send them this way. They can join the chats. I'm just trying to grow the family, spread the positive attitude as much as I can. Something I feel I want to do. It's a passion of mine, and I'm enjoying it. And as many people say, Craig can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles in his mouth, and he'll keep talking, all right? But I appreciate all of you. Have a great next 24 hours, 48 hours. We'll catch you on the next one, hopefully. Take care. Remember, Craig's World rocks, but yours does too. So treat yourself the best way you can, all right? And have a great life. Have a great next couple of days. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Take care, everyone. All right, bye.